Have you ever felt slighted, undervalued, or misread by other people? Have their words felt like they were weighing you down? This common human experience brings up an old question that Stoic thinkers like Epicus have given a lot of thought to. How can we live so that other people's thoughts and deeds don't hurt us? Stoicism, a theory that is just as important now as it was in ancient Greece and Rome, can help you find hope and strength as you deal with the rough waters of social interactions. To be Stoic, you have to realize that you have complete control over your own responses and thoughts, but not over the actions or thoughts of others. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, reportedly said, "You have power over your mind, not over outside events. Realize this, and you will be strong." But how can we use this timeless wisdom to make sure we are never disrespected? The answer lies in 10 Stoic lessons, each one a step toward living a life of dignity, self-respect, and inner peace. These lessons are not just tips. They show us how to change how we see and interact with the world around us. They teach us to look inward and focus on our virtues. They teach us how to set health goals. The answers are in the teachings of Stoicism, which not only protects you from disrespect, but also shows you how to live a peaceful, happy, and meaningful life. Before we begin, we have a small task for you. Don't miss a single moment of today's meaningful journey. This not only helps us keep making useful content, but it also marks the beginning of your path to growth as a person. Respond, don't react is the first lesson you should learn if you're ready to start your journey today. In the busy amphitheater of life, where voices of discord often rise above the harmony, respond, don't react, is a beacon of tranquility. It's not just advice. It's a principle that, when followed, lifts the human spirit above the mire of disrespect and discord. A Stoic scholar and Roman emperor named Marcus Aurelius wrote eloquently ad IED, "You control your mind, not what happens in the outside world. Realize this, and you will find power." This wise saying brings out the main point of our first lesson. Imagine that you are in the middle of a fight and that someone is pointing sharp objects at you. The urge to fight back is a natural human response, but the Stoic philosophy encourages you to choose a different road. Think about how much power these words really have over you and how you can react with reason instead of fear. When there is a chance of confrontation, thinking about these questions can turn the anger of disrespect into a chance to grow. There are many examples in real life of people who, when faced with public criticism or personal attacks, decided to respond with grace and class. Nelson Mandela came out of prison after years of being locked up, not angry, but with a message of peace and understanding. He said that his reaction to years of being treated badly was not anger, but a choice to seek peace and unity. What would your daily exchanges be like if you used what you learned? Imagine how free you would feel if you didn't have to control how other people see you. Instead, focused on growing your peace and wisdom inside. This Stoic lesson should inspire you to live on purpose, pick your responses wisely, and navigate the seas of life with the steady hand of reason. If you do these things, you will not only stop being disrespectful, but you will also start living a peaceful, happy, and successful life. As Epictetus, another great Stoic figure, said, "It's not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to it." The second session. Set healthy boundaries if you want to live a life where no one will disrespect you. This is a manifestation of the wisdom taught by the Stoic philosopher Seneca, who said that we suffer more often in our minds than in real life. This profound insight makes us think, are we letting the fear of how others will react stop us from setting necessary limits? Setting limits shows that you value yourself and gives a clear message. Right now, this is where I stand and what I agree with. Rosa Parks' failure to give up her seat wasn't just a protest against racial segregation. It was also a boundary against disrespect and injustice that will be remembered throughout history as a reminder of how important it is to respect one's own worth. But setting boundaries is more than that. Big events in history. It's in the choices we make each day, being able to say no to extra work when you're already busy, having the guts to ask for help when you need it, and knowing when to put your own health and happiness ahead of pleasing others are all things that protect your peace of mind, letting you live your life according to your own rules instead of other people's, what we value and what we need. By learning this lesson, we not only protect our honor, but we also invite others to understand and follow our ideals. Taking this step will help you live a peaceful, happy, and successful life. Real respect comes from within, so let's set our boundaries. As you go through the ups and downs of life, remember Marcus Aurelius's wise words and handle the chaos with calm grace. As you do this, ask yourself, what limits will you set today to protect your peace and dignity? Please share your stories and thoughts in the comments. The third lesson is to always be modest in what you do. Humility in what you do. Being modest in everything we do is a strong Stoic trait that quietly commands respect. Seneca, a philosopher, once said that the only way to be truly happy is to enjoy the present without worrying about what will happen in the future. This quote gets to the heart of what it means to be modest, being happy with the present and our accomplishments without needing approval from others. Think about the story of San Sui, the Burmese leader who fought for democracy and won the Nobel Peace Prize and global fame, but stayed humble in the face of praise. Her modesty helped her message reach more people, and people respected her not for the awards, but for her unwavering dedication to her cause. What does this lesson mean for you? Have you ever looked for approval or validation through your accomplishments? Think about times when being modest might have led to real respect instead of shallow admiration. When we choose to be modest, we encourage others to see the value in our character and actions, not just our titles or accomplishments. This doesn't mean downplaying our successes. It means letting them speak for themselves without our interference. As you move forward, think about how you can be more modest in your daily life. It could be as easy as listening more than talking, or recognizing the people who have helped you succeed. Be humble, and you'll find a peaceful, happy, and successful life where people respect you not because you ask for it, but because your actions and character have shown that you deserve it. Follow this Stoic principle, and watch as people treat you with the respect you deserve when you're calm and sure of yourself. Lesson number 4. Look for wisdom in all of life's situations, in all of its different events. Looking for wisdom in every situation is one way to turn disrespectful times into deep lessons that help you grow and be strong. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, once said that the best way to get back at someone who hurt you is to be unlike them. This advice sums up our fourth lesson. Stoic philosophy says that we should not take every act of disrespect personally, but instead see it as a chance to learn more and be stronger. But how can we learn from the hurt of disrespect? Imagine being criticized at work. Instead of getting angry, you take a moment to think about what this can teach you about patience, understanding, or maybe ways you can improve yourself. This kind of thinking is not a sign of giving up. It's a choice to seek growth over anger. Historical figures like Clarity are good examples of this concept. Take a look at Nelson Mandela's story. He got out of jail after 27 years, not angry but with a plan to bring peace and understanding to his country. Mandela's reaction to decades of disrespect was not violence, but the use of wisdom to heal and bring people together as you go through life's challenges. Ask yourself, how can this moment help me understand more? What does it teach us? Remember that every situation, no matter how small or big, has the ability to teach you something. Let this Stoic lesson inspire you to welcome every experience as a teacher. By doing so, you will strengthen your resilience. Keep the peace and work toward a life full of happiness and success. trust that no disrespectful action can stop your search for wisdom. This is where your real strength lies. Begin this journey with confidence. Fifth lesson: build your self-worth from how often do we look for approval from the outside world, only to find that real peace comes from within. This question is at the heart of developing self-worth from within, which is one of the most important ideas in Stoic philosophy. CT philosopher Sergius once said, "The poor person is not the one who has too little, but the one who saves more." This insight makes us think about where true value and respect come from. For example, U.S. First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt famously said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." Her life was a testament to the power of internal validation. Even though she faced a lot of public scrutiny and personal problems, she kept her sense of self-worth and dignity by sticking to her values and convictions. But how can we start this journey? The first step is to recognize these traits and value them for what they are worth on their own, without needing outward validation. Setting goals for yourself that are in line with your values instead of what society expects of you is another useful step. Getting these things done will boost your self-worth based on your own standards. As you think about your way to building self-worth from the inside out, keep in mind that the journey is uniquely yours. The question then is whether you are ready to accept your own worth without needing to be approved by others. Let this lesson in Stoicism lead you to a life where your happiness, success, and peace come from having a strong sense of your own worth. This will help you live a life where no one can ever make you feel music. Disrespectful comment on cultivate self-worth. If you have learned a lesson, our road to self-improvement is halfway over. This means you are ready to start the process of self-improvement. Next, I want you to do something easy but powerful to move on to the next phase. Please like, share, and comment on this video. Today, I want to help you continue on your trip by teaching you lesson number 6, how to use empathy and understanding to get through the rough waters of interpersonal dynamics. To fully understand the profound effects of empathy, we must first understand and practice empathy. This will lead us to a harbor of mutual respect and It's Stoic wisdom, especially from Marcus Aurelius, who told us that whenever you feel pain, remember that it's nothing to be ashamed of and that it can't stop your guiding intelligence from acting rationally and for the common good. This insight tells us not to see disrespectful actions as personal offenses, but as signs of someone else's inner turmoil or lack of knowledge. When someone lashes out at you out of anger instead of responding defensively, what if you took a moment to think about the battles they may be fighting that you can't see? This change in viewpoint is not just an idea. Take the example of African-American musician Daryl Davis, who instead of being angry or disliking toward Ku Klux Klan members, approached them with interest and compassion. His willingness to engage and show empathy led over 200 members to resign from the Klan. Davis's actions embody the Stoic ideal of resolving conflict through understanding and patience. How can you use this lesson in your daily life? Are there conflicts or tensions that you feel like you need to work on? To create a world where compassion wipes out disrespect, let us be inspired by Stoic wisdom and try to approach every encounter with empathy and understanding. This will set the stage for a life full of peace, happiness, and success. Use common sense in your groups. Getting through the rough waters of life. The business we keep is both our strength and our sales pitch. A famous Stoic philosopher once said, "Associate with those who will make you a better man." This counsel is at the heart of our 7th lesson. The people we choose to surround ourselves with can either make us better and create an environment where mutual respect thrives, or they can bring us down into the depths of conflict and disrespect. For example, Socrates chose to engage with those who would make him a better person, even though they would criticize and eventually condemn him. His choice of association left a lasting impression that shows the lasting power of good company. In today's society, we see the importance of selective associations among successful people who say that being around positive, inspiring people is what makes them successful. This strategic choice isn't meant to be exclusive. It's about aligning with people who share the ideals we want to live by. So as you go through life, ask yourself, do the people around me share the values I hold dear? Do they inspire me to live by my own rules? Creating an environment where respect is given and received. Let this reflection lead you to relationships that make you a better person and strengthen your desire to live a life of peace, happiness, and respect. How will you choose the people in your group to reflect the virtues you value? Your ideas could help someone, so please share them in the comments. Lesson 8. Focus on your virtues. The only good thing is honor. Seneca made a deep statement that gets to the heart of Stoicism and our search for virtue in a world where social praise and approval from others often take precedence over our own worth. Stoicism shines like a lighthouse, showing us that our self-worth shouldn't depend on short-lived praise, but on the strong foundation of our own virtues. As we think about Stoic virtue, let us be inspired by Exemplar K the Younger. His life story shows how strong virtue can be even in the middle of political chaos and moral decline in his time. Stoic qualities like wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control were always important to Cato. He was a moral compass who earned respect and reverence not for his fame, but for his unwavering dedication to what's right. Honoring K's legacy shows that respect based on virtue is not only more meaningful, but also lasts forever. In today's world, people like Malala Yousafzai embody Stoic virtue. With courage and a relentless pursuit of justice, she champions the cause of education for girls around the world. Malala's journey shows that true respect is based on one's virtues rather than their achievements or position. This lesson about values makes us think, are we looking for approval from other people? Or are we growing our own garden of values? Stoicism teaches us that the second path leads to a strong wall of self-respect that can't be broken by disrespectful people or judgmental opinions from others. When we follow this Stoic wisdom, we become less affected by what other people think, and the virtues we develop within ourselves strengthen our sense of self-worth. As we go forward, let's think about what virtues we will develop today to build a life of dignity and respect. This reflection not only leads us to a life of virtues. The 9th lesson. Give up the things you can't change. To handle the ebb and flow of life with grace and strength, we need to have a deep understanding of what we can control and what we can't. This is the 9th lesson. Adopting the principle of accept what you can't change means giving up the search for approval and respect from others and instead focusing on our own actions and virtues. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said it best when he said, "Some things are within our power, others aren't, and this is where the key to lasting peace and happiness lies." Nelson Mandela's life is a great example of this philosophy in action. He was jailed for 27 years and had to deal with unimaginable disrespect and hardship, but he chose not to dwell on the cruelties of his captors. Instead, he kept his mind on his unwavering vision for a peaceful South Africa, showing that real power lies in how we deal with life's injustices. Mandela's legacy shows how strong acceptance can be and how much of an effect it can have on the world. In our daily lives, this lesson makes us think about where we try to control others, especially when we want respect and acknowledgement. How often have we let someone else's lack of respect or acknowledgement make us feel unstable? Imagine the peace that could come from turning our attention inward to the parts of our lives we can change. This Stoic concept doesn't say we should be passive. Instead, it tells us to think strategically about our own actions, attitudes, and growth. Let this lesson make us think. What parts of my life can I practice acceptance today? How might this acceptance change my experience? Thinking about this question isn't just a school assignment. It's a step toward a more peaceful, happy life without having to worry about what other people think. The 10th lesson set a good example. Lead by example is a principle that not only makes each person better, but also makes the group better as a whole. The Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius lived by this philosophy. He said, "Don't waste time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This lesson sums up the core of Stoicism, which is the idea that the best way to teach is through our actions and behavior, not just our words. For example, Mahatma Gandhi led India to independence through nonviolence and civil disobedience. Gandhi's respect for his enemies, even when they were being mistreated and wronged, was a strong example of honor and honesty. His life showed that respect isn't something you can expect from other people. It's something you can grow within yourself and show in the way you interact with others every day. This principle makes us think about how we treat people who disagree with us. Do we judge them quickly or show them understanding and patience? Each interaction is a chance to show the world the respect and kindness we want to see. This stern lesson is a shout-out to by showing respect, compassion, and humility. We not only create an environment where everyone treats others with respect, but we also encourage others to do the same. Our actions become a reflection of our values, which makes others think about how they act and maybe change how they act to be more respectful. So let's think about how we can lead by example today and how our actions might affect those around us. Accepting this question and living by its solution is the first step to a life of happiness, peace, and respect, a life where no one will ever treat you badly. On today's journey, with the theme, "No one will ever treat you badly," we've seen the landscapes of self-control, humility, wisdom, and respect. Self-worth, compassion, morality, acceptance, and setting a good example. The 10 lessons we are learning today are a great summary of the deep wisdom of Stoicism when it comes to protecting one's worth and dignity. Each lesson is a thread in the tapestry of Stoic philosophy and helps us live with honor, respect, and inner peace. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike the person who hurt you." Let this wisdom guide us not toward the shallow victory of retaliation, but toward the profound triumph of peace. I urge you to live by these Stoic principles every day. By doing so, you open the way for a life full of peace, happiness, and kindness, one where the specter of disrespect has no place to stay. If you think these lessons are helpful, please show your support by leaving a comment below telling us which Stoic lessons you like the most. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our other journeys. Goodbye, and see you soon.